On a cold winter morning in Germany, a poor boy stood inside a tiny workshop, covered in grease, surrounded by broken metal parts. He had no fortune, no powerful family, no famous name, but inside his mind was an idea that would change transportation forever. Today, Mercedes-Benz is worth hundreds of billions of dollars and is one of the most respected luxury car brands on earth. But almost nobody knows it all began with a poor boy who simply refused to stop building. This is the story of how Mercedes-Benz was born. Karl Benz was born in 1844 in Karlsruhe, Germany. His father was a locomotive driver, but tragedy struck early. When Karl was only 2 years old, his father died. His mother was left alone, raising her son with very little money. Life was difficult. Every coin mattered, but she believed education could change his future. She sacrificed almost everything so Karl could stay in school. While other children played outside, Karl became fascinated by machines. He loved taking things apart, studying how every gear, every bolt, and every wheel worked together. He wasn't rich. He didn't own a fancy workshop, but curiosity became his greatest advantage. As he grew older, Karl studied mechanical engineering and graduated with excellent results. Then came the hard part, finding work. He moved from one factory to another, learning everything he could about engines, metalworking, and manufacturing. But deep inside, he had a dream much bigger than working for someone else. He wanted to build a machine that could move without horses. At the time, that idea sounded ridiculous. The world depended on horses. People couldn't imagine streets filled with motorized vehicles. Many believed it would never happen. But Karl kept working. In 1883, he founded a small company called Benz & Co. Money was tight. Investors were skeptical. The pressure was enormous. Many times, his company came dangerously close to collapsing, but Karl refused to quit. After years of experimenting, he finally created something revolutionary. In 1885, he completed the Benz patent motor wagon. It had 3 wheels, a tiny gasoline engine, less power than a modern lawnmower, but it was something the world had never seen before. It became the first practical automobile, powered by an internal combustion engine. Karl believed his invention would change history. The public didn't agree. People laughed. Some called it dangerous. Others thought it was just an expensive toy. Sales were almost non-existent. Years of work seemed ready to disappear. Then, someone made a decision that changed everything. Her name was Bertha Benz, Karl's wife. Without telling her husband, she woke up before sunrise, took the motor wagon, and drove more than 100 kilometers to visit her mother. It became the first long-distance automobile journey in history. Along the way, the car broke down several times. There were no gas stations, so she bought fuel from a pharmacy. She unclogged fuel lines with a hat pin. She repaired insulation using her garter. She even asked a blacksmith to fix a chain. By the time she arrived, newspapers were talking about the incredible journey. Suddenly, people realized this strange machine actually worked. Demand began to grow. The impossible had become reality. But this story has another twist. Around the same time, another engineer named Gottlieb Daimler was building his own gasoline engines. Unlike Karl, he had never met him. The two inventors worked completely independently. Both dreamed of replacing horses with engines. Neither knew they were changing history together. Years later, their companies merged. One name came from Karl Benz. The other came from Daimler's most successful automobiles, Mercedes, a name inspired by Mercedes Jelinek, the daughter of businessman Emil Jelinek, who sold and raced Daimler cars. Together, the new company became Mercedes-Benz. Over the decades, Mercedes-Benz introduced innovations that transformed the automotive industry. The first crumple zones, advanced braking systems, luxury engineering, safety technologies that later became standard across the entire world. Today, Mercedes-Benz builds millions of vehicles, sold in nearly every country. Its three-pointed star has become one of the most recognized symbols of engineering excellence, and it all started with a poor boy whose mother believed education was worth every sacrifice, a young man who ignored the laughter, who kept building when everyone else doubted him, who refused to let failure become the end of his story. The next time you see a Mercedes-Benz driving past, remember, you're not just looking at a luxury car, you're looking at the dream of a poor boy who changed the world.